Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Patriettes podcast. It's Tune In Tuesday here at the America First Warehouse, where we live stream every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. But we are the last show of the day, not the only and not the first.
That's right.
It is a long day here on Tuesdays.
It is. T's here for all of it. We
are number 5 of the day, and there's 4 more tomorrow. Well, 3 this Wednesday. But
You forgot something.
It is
the most
patriotic venue in all the land.
I said it wrong. Imagine. I'm on no sleep.
Yeah, so we're episode 48 and just coming off of beautiful weekends of Thanksgiving with everyone. You'll notice that this week we have no guests. It's just us.
Yep.
Just us. And we decided that we wanted to have it that way this week and not really talk about politics and current events, but talk about kind of the season that we're in.
Yes.
In the
Jesus
world
is the reason for the season.
And you know, sometimes it's good to just break away from politics and just step away for a few.
That's sacrilegious to me. No,
I mean,
no,
me
I'm
too.
kidding.
I know.
No. I think I kind of suggest
sometimes you need it.
I think we should we do a lot of that every month, and I think now it's time to bring it back to basics. Talk about the season, what we're thankful for, what really Christmas is about.
It is. So coming off Thanksgiving, I mean, T, we'll start with you because I think you had the most extraordinary Thanksgiving weekend. So.
I did. It was a very interesting one, to say the least. So I moved this week, Friday, and I told people this on Facebook, and for those in the audience who don't know, the sister company to the America First Warehouse is Corporate Transfer and Storage. So I am extremely blessed, thankful, gift number one, that my amazing boss, and he really is a dear friend of mine and a very amazing boss, I will say that, who gives us this
beautiful
platform to be able to do our show and to gather here for all the events. But the guys, he sent 4 of our guys on Friday who were incredible. I had stayed up like almost 48 hours straight at that point. Angie came to the rescue. I was a zombie, but while I was doing all the hard work, I kept telling myself, there's always nothing worth having comes easy, and we moved into a beautiful new home in the town I wanted to live in on a very short time crunch. Like 10 days before the move is when we
answered to prayer.
Very big prayer. I surrendered to God. A lot of people, I could cry, honestly, for the amount of people that were praying for me. People I didn't even know that were like, I've been praying every day for you. Just incredible. And God heard them. I think he muted me for a while. But he answered the prayers. It was grueling. Angie was the most ride or die. I don't, usually I'm the bossy one who's out in front and center. Angie took over because I just couldn't anymore. And my kids listened.
I walked in Friday morning at 9 o'clock, and I looked at you and I was like, okay, sit down.
Which I couldn't really
Just
sit down
let me
yet,
go.
but it was rough. So, but there was a million things to be thankful for, and I could cry thinking about that, and I'm very blessed. So even though it was an unconventional Thanksgiving for my family, we're all very happy to be where we are. I'm thankful for my friendships, all the people that prayed. Joe, and I have a beautiful house.
Yeah, it is.
So I can't wait to
It's gorgeous. You have brand new backsliding doors.
New windows are coming next week. So it's a beautiful home, and it feels happy already.
It does.
Well, and I'm just going to add something that you shared, T, if it's okay.
Sure. You know I'm an
about
open
that
book.
journey. Yeah, but
anything.
Yeah,
okay.
but this because I think it speaks to the person of who God is. T looked at this house some years back.
2019.
In 2019, and really saw a life there for herself. And she wanted that house, and at that time it didn't work out. And, in the 11th, almost the 11th
Literally.
hour.
The 11th day before I had to be out of my
11th
current
day before having to be out of where you were. Like, God just opened the door for this home that you had seen a life for yourself in.
Yes.
And, 6 years later,
I'm glad I didn't do it
gave
then.
you the desire of your heart. So God does that. He gives us visions. He gives us hopes. He gives us dreams.
I always say God always gives you what you want, not always in the form you thought.
Yep. Or in the time that you need.
It's his time. And I never in a million years
And it was a toss-up. It was at the last minute, a toss-up, and you had an opportunity.
And I had some things counting against me, but I'm so thankful for my phenomenal landlords. I mean, honestly, there's a million.
The new ones.
The new ones. Yeah, the old ones.
Carry on.
Yeah, the new ones. So there's a lot of
Bless them, for they know not what they do.
Right. Yeah, that's right. I will tell you that my current landlords, looked up my Trump house, and I'm pretty sure that's why I got this house. So I'm glad that I'm front and center about my beliefs, because I wouldn't want to live somewhere where I couldn't be accepted. And so that was a huge plus for me too.
Yeah.
There's just a lot of things, and I know when the dust settles, everything will really fall into place. So,
Well, we're so happy
Thank you.
for you and your family.
Thank you.
It means the world to us because we love you, and
Thank
it's
you.
hard to watch people you care about struggle
Thank
and
you.
be unsure. And
I hope you guys had a much more enjoyable Thanksgiving than I
What
did.
about you, Angie?
My Thursday, well, my turkey coming into Wednesday night was still frozen. So
That thing was frozen.
Oh, I
for
remember
days.
that.
it was just my daughter and my son-in-law and me. So we weren't.
Oh,
he
that
was-
sounds so weird.
I know, and he was having surgery Friday, so it wasn't a big deal. It's the first a real holiday since my mom passed
I was
away.
gonna say, right?
It was just kind of different. You know, we were pulling decorations up. So Lainey and I just, Wednesday night,
And it's
I'm
been
like,
a while since you lived under the same roof, even. Like
Yes.
just being able to do that with your daughter
Yes.
and your new son-in-law.
A
Yep,
blessing of
yep.
a new season, right?
So
And a new grandson.
yeah, so we went to the grocery store Wednesday night, and I said, you know what, I'm going to get a spiral ham, and we'll just throw that in the oven, and whenever we eat it, and that's it. You know, we decorated all day Thursday, just the two of us.
Nice.
And it
I don't
was
know how
really
Angie's
good.
standing right now.
It was really nice.
It's called an
So-
epidural.
Yeah, well, she
Yeah.
she worked her ass off this weekend.
Oh yeah, that's right. Wednesday, the day before, I went for an epidural. I'm not knowing I was going to get an epidural, and because my hip and back have been so bad, I walk in and he's like, "We can do an epidural," and I'm like, "I don't have a driver." He goes, "We can do it without it," and I'm like, "So okay." I did an epidural with no anesthesia, no nothing. Thank God, because come Friday it kicked in, and that's why you got me the way you did.
Angie was a rock star.
Yeah, it was like go to
Truly.
beast mode, and
She did.
thank God for steroids because they do work.
She went back to my old house to work, and she's like, "I'm like, let me send
Yeah.
someone with you." She's like, "I'm in my element. I'm just going back." I was
let me
like-
be.
and I threw my hands up.
Just let me be. Yeah.
So you were pain-free for the holiday and the weekend. You were able
Yeah.
to help, and you were able to enjoy a beautiful,
Yeah.
but I'm sure a little bit difficult being the first without your mom.
It wasn't terrible. Like, it wasn't horrible. It was just
different.
because she was there.
Yeah.
You know, like in the decorations, she's there. We did everything that she did
Oh,
the
that's a
season
great way
before
to
she
honor her.
passed. We have all the same stuff. So
I love that.
It's beautiful. I love it. I love sitting in it. I love just sitting by myself in the quiet, no TV, no nothing, just the tree, the lights, everything. It just looks like Christmas exploded.
I can't wait.
I love that.
Yeah. I
the
sent pictures.
the
I sent
You
pictures.
sent over were really
Yeah.
pretty, and I was
Yeah.
sad that I wasn't, for some reason, able to get them to go into the Dropbox.
Ah,
I
that's
Oh, I
okay.
could have tried, but yeah.
That's
but
all right.
it looked beautiful.
And how was yours?
Mine was really beautiful as well. I mean,
All your
I have
kids were
3
home, right?
kids, so 2 are still home with us. But our daughter lives away with her husband and our 2 grandchildren. So everybody was home for Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving is our family's favorite weekend of the year because it's not about presents. It's not about any of those things. It's not been commercialized. It's just slow down, be together, be grateful for what's yours. And then we always have used that as our kickoff for the Christmas and Advent season. And we always did our traditional cutting down of the Christmas tree, and it's like a 2, 3, 4-hour hunt in the fields out
right.
east. And so this year, and then we decorate the whole house. And usually my house throws up Christmas, people
Yeah,
say.
yeah.
And this year, because we'll be away for part of the holiday, we decided to go simple and to start a new tradition, which was an artificial tree. And
Always
so-
had one. Always had artificial.
yeah, everybody in my house, we've never done that, and so it was a big thing for me to go and buy that, but I did, and I got to tell you, like,
They're beautiful.
You're gonna see
Beautiful.
yeah, they're really beautiful now.
Did you get a pre-lit?
I have a snow.
No.
I have the flocked one now with a white.
oh yeah,
It was a weird
like
transition, but
Nordic.
I love it.
Yeah.
I do love it. It
Very
really was
pretty.
pretty, right? It's
Yeah,
a pretty tree.
gorgeous.
yeah. So all
Yeah.
good, right? Really just super grateful. But, in doing and preparing for this week, I dug into a little bit about like the history, because I haven't talked about or read about the history of Thanksgiving since I was in elementary school, probably. I don't know about you ladies.
Probably
But
not.
so like just remembering that it really was just the first harvest. The first Thanksgiving was in Plymouth Rock, like in Plymouth in Massachusetts, between one of the local Indian tribes or indigenous tribes and the pilgrims that were there, just to celebrate like a fruitful, solid harvest to carry them into winter. And it became a tradition Abraham Lincoln in 1863 declared the last Thursday of November to become a national thing every year, annual. And I found this really interesting because New York became the first state to make it a holiday for the state in 1817.
really? Didn't
So
know that.
here we are. New York was the first to declare that as a
Something
state.
good about New York, finally.
Yes, well, I'd like us to return to our roots. We know we've got
Yes.
some good ones. And then here I thought was really funny. FDR temporarily moved the date to the third Thursday. Remember, it had been proclaimed to be the fourth Thursday. He temporarily, in 1939 into 1940, moved it to the third to extend the Christmas shopping season.
Oh.
And there was public outrage
Yeah.
to the point that by 1941 they had changed it back. And I love that because it's been like,
Right.
Christmas has been so
Why'd you
hijacked.
undo it?
Yeah, that's not what it's about.
Right. So screw you, FDR, and
Right.
thank God for the voice of the American people. And I just think that that's a great testimony to the power that we have with our voice, and I hope that we never lose that. And I'm grateful for it.
Well, luckily, all of us around here, that's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we're here for. But we are going to be going to commercial break in a minute, and when we get back, we're going to move past Thanksgiving and all the reasons we have to be grateful and move into the season that is upon us now, which is Advent. So stay with us. We'll be right back.
Have you noticed your money just doesn't stretch like it used to? Your paycheck feels lighter and your savings aren't growing. The culprits? Inflation and increased money supply. They've both been quietly eating away at your purchasing power for years. Today, the dollar's value has dropped significantly. You feel it every time you spend money on goods and services. Back in 1965, $1 or an ounce of silver could buy you a gallon of milk. Fast forward to today. That same dollar barely buys a couple of coffee creamers, while an ounce of silver would get you 8 gallons of milk. Gold and silver have held their value for centuries. If you had 2,500 ounces of silver back in 1965, you could buy a brand new Ford Mustang. Today, 2,500 ounces of silver would buy you 2 Mustangs. Similarly, in the year 2000, 628 ounces of gold would buy a new $170,000 home. Today, 628 ounces would buy you a $2,500,000 home. The problem? 95% of Americans don't own physical gold or silver. They think it's too complicated and too expensive, but it doesn't have to be. We offer a membership program that allows you to buy gold or silver with as little as $1. You can buy fractional amounts, safely vault them, or have them delivered to your doorstep. And you can liquidate them whenever you want at the highest buyback price in the industry. Ready to protect your wealth and keep your purchasing power? Scan the QR code or go to tafw.soundmoney.com to learn more.
Live from Studio 6B on a Friday night, live at the America First Warehouse. Live at the America First Warehouse on a Friday, Real America's Voice, all across the country, 103.9 LI News Radio, all across your radio, Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in.
It's me, Joe the Box, and I'm John the Blanket with the America First podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino podcast coming to you from the America First Warehouse.
Welcome to Right for America. Issues that unite, don't ignite.
I'm James Justice. We got Stephen Ruth over here. What are we doing, Steve? Fighting!
Welcome to the Patriots podcast. Good evening, everyone. We live stream every Tuesday night at 7:30 p.m. right here from the America First Warehouse, the most patriotic venue in all the land.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First Warehouse in Long Island, New York.
Welcome to Liberty's Cage, the podcast tearing down the walls of America's broken justice system.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free.
Welcome to Suffocating in Suburbia with me, your host, Stevie GB.
Welcome back to the Patriots podcast. And before we get on to our next topic, I do want to say something that we are very grateful for is our good friend Kevin Downey Jr., who is on LI News Radio Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., 103.9. Kevin, we love you. He just celebrated his 60th birthday. He's
Happy birthday, Kevin.
Happy birthday. He's a comedian, a journalist, a TV host, a podcast host, and he's amazing. So
It was a good birthday.
It was. It was
Yeah.
cool. So
Yeah. Happy
love you,
birthday
Kev.
again, Kevin.
Yeah. So yeah, he's a good. Maybe we'll have him on soon. He's a great guy to have on.
Yeah, we should. We definitely should.
So
Advent. Advent is upon us.
It is.
It starts with it's 4 Sundays. It spans 4 Sundays.
I'm looking forward to this because I'm very new to all this tradition type Christian,
Yeah.
Well,
tradition.
I really can't wait to hear.
I never did anything with Advent before.
See, I always had the 3 the 3 purple candles and the pink candle.
Yep.
Advent. So you had a different kind, which I'm very interested in learning about.
I do.
Should we show that now, or are you not ready for that yet?
Oh, it doesn't matter. We can. Sure. I think that was cut 2, right?
Guys, can you
Can we
roll
bring
out
up cut
2, please? I need
It's a little out of order, but
I need.
Yes.
No.
oh no.
No, it's the Advent.
It's the Advent
It's like
candle.
a wooden swirl. I've never
maybe we
seen
need
an
to-
Advent wreath like this
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
I need to see what this is. I'm very intrigued, and I think I need one already.
Yeah, that's it. Okay, that is my Advent wreath. That picture is not my picture. It's from the manufacturer, which those are handmade by a company called The Keeping Company. Okay. So there is a woman named Ann Voskamp. She's a Christian author and speaker. I love her. She's not for everybody. She's very slow, soft-spoken, poetic, but I adore her. And her son Caleb, she's a farmer's wife, a daughter of a farmer, a farmer's wife up in Canada. She's got a large family, and one of her sons, Caleb, and his wife have this company called The Keeping Company, and they make beautiful, beautiful Christian things. And so I saw that Advent wreath years ago on their website, and I had to have it because, as you said, T, most Advent wreaths have the candles that represent like one for each week of Advent, and this has all of the days of those
Oh,
4
I love
weeks.
that.
And you move the candle and let it burn for they have a candle that marks every day, so you let it burn to the next day.
All 25 days?
Yeah,
That's
the
awesome.
whole 4
That's
weeks
interesting.
leading up to Christmas, and that one's called Cradle to Cross because it does Christmas and then it has an extension that does Lent.
Oh, I love that.
So mine is out most of the year. And the idea is to not just focus on Sundays, but to focus each day on Christ coming.
That's awesome.
Christ our Savior. And so I think it's the most incredible concept for an Advent wreath and a good way to slow down. And it's a visual to remind you every day, like, hey, we're in Advent.
Right, you're not
Take
just eating
few
a piece of
minutes.
chocolate because Santa's coming in 25 days.
Yeah, I mean, that's like a fun way to bring kids in.
It is for kids, but this is beautiful.
It is, and they have books for kids and adults, and we can get a little bit into that after. But like for our audience who don't know or who understand that Advent is this season, but don't really have a lot of information on it, I think we can all agree that a lot, like everything else, has been hijacked.
Yep. And commercialized.
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of exhausting, really. Like this season that's supposed to be the biggest gift to us becomes this thing that we are happy to do, but
It's chaotic. It's stressful.
I agree with all that, and I think it was commercialized. But I do always, I don't know, for my family and I, there's still something to me that's so magical about Christmas. Things just, I believe like in the Christmas miracles, it seems like somehow things can always get pulled off when they normally can't. At the end of the day, and I attribute that to God and Jesus, of course.
Yes.
There's something very special and magical about Christmas. And I think
agree.
Just the overall feeling of it, like if anything else, it brings people together. It makes people feel like they want to do for others.
Yes.
It's as commercialized as it is. It's obviously not all bad. It's, there's beautiful aspects that I really find special about Christmas time. There's
and the
something
traditions,
magical.
the family traditions, right? I think are really
Huge.
beautiful.
I love the decorating. It makes me feel such a sense of peace.
Oh, I can't wait.
I just, like I said before, I just slow down. Like you just take minutes and just relax.
And just enjoy the beautiful
be.
things around you in your own home. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
really is. And there's traditions, like my mom growing up, I know I think it's silly, but we did this every single year. My mom baked a birthday cake for Jesus. We actually sang happy
love
birthday
that.
to him. She did it with my kids. If she was still living here now, she would do it with my kids now. And, little reminders that it really is about Jesus' birthday and not just Santa Claus coming. Mm-hmm.
I think, I think that some of the traditions and the gift giving and all of those things are still a beautiful part of Christmas, and I don't think they need to go away. I think they need to be in their proper place, which is
That's
what
right.
you said. Like remind people, like, why are we in this season? If it's not serving you and it's not serving God and it's bringing you like enormous stress
And financial burden to another. Well, it always brings me financial
people go into debt for these things. Like that is not what we're here for. That's not what it's about. But the gift giving to me was always symbolic. I used to say this to my kids, like three presents, even though from everybody else they'd get more. But like from like the three wise men, they came bearing gifts to Christ born, right? Because God gave his ultimate gift, himself, to be born man, humbled in a manger. And I think one of the things that I found astounding this past week, I went to my son's church. My sons have chosen, all my kids grew up in church. I was a youth group leader, all that stuff. But they've all chosen their own churches wherever they are. And both my boys have kind of landed at this church that my husband and I had never been to. I'm going to give it a shout out. It's called The Harbor, and it's in Santa Mauritius. And I have to tell you, we went this past weekend, and because I've been wanting to go with them and see what it's about. And the worship was amazing, like off the charts, like a concert, but not a performance. And that was what I loved, because it
That's how
had
my
the
new
quality
church
of
is.
that.
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
My new church is like that.
Yeah. Still
Really
the heart of
good.
worship, not a performance, but amazing.
Oh,
music,
incredible.
Yeah.
Right?
It's been incredible.
So I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, it's great.
The second thing was the sermon. So they kicked off Advent, because this past Sunday was the first Sunday of Advent. And I had never, if you live in church long enough and go to a lot of different churches, you'll hear a lot of different sermons recycled.
Well, I went to Catholic church, so that was always the same thing every year.
Yeah, the
For many years.
liturgical.
Same
yeah.
thing every year.
Yeah, you could look ahead the whole year and see what
I could probably recite to people what it was. It's like,
And there's something good and beautiful about that.
I always say that, even though it's not for me anymore. I am very blessed that my mom and my grandmother, they had pure intention. They laid a beautiful foundation of faith, regardless if, I don't know if I would have
Be where you are now without it, right?
Without that, of course.
Everything leads you to where you are right now.
So
It does.
Everything.
But so this pastor, and I don't remember his name, but if you look it up, you'll see it. And they live stream, and then they also keep them online, so you can watch it.
Oh, I like that.
I want to share some of the points from his sermon this weekend, because I just had never heard it this deeply in this way. But one of the things that he said was, Christmas must be understood through the book and experience in Genesis.
Ooh.
And he said, before we appreciate the birth of Christ, we must understand why he had to come. And it really, Jesus coming and being born and coming on Christmas, like at Christmas, this time that we celebrate and remember, is really about the innocence lost in the garden. And many people will say, well, why did God create the forbidden fruit and that tree? And give you dominion over everything else, but not that one thing, and give you that opportunity to sin in the
To
first
teach you
place.
free will.
Amen. If you have to force someone to love you, if it's not a choice, is that love?
No,
Yeah,
it's free
right.
will. I mean, it was
That's right.
that was the prerequisite to how the world was going to operate going forward, and it showed the devil on day one, immediately, and the temptation and the lie. The devil's a liar. It
Yeah.
showed you all that in one simple story about it, and an apple that was
It
eaten
says everything. It says it all.
in the most simplest form.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the point of God loving us enough to give us free will, because he wanted us to choose
Love
to love
him.
in return, right? That's a relationship. Then you have the potential of you have the sin. You have the sin enters the world through man's choice. But I found another interesting thing, and I'd heard bits and pieces of this over the years. But the serpent, when it caused Eve and then thereby Adam to sin and separate man from God for eternity, really, if nothing changed. was how did the serpent do that? And I think it's so relevant to us today. And I'm going to try to blow through this quickly because we've got about 2 minutes left. But first, the serpent says, you know, like he makes Eve question God. Did God tell you not to eat of every fruit? And the way he did it, he manipulated the words.
Yeah.
He manipulated the words. God said, "You may eat of every fruit, but the fruit of the tree of knowledge." Satan says, the serpent says, "Did God not say to eat of every fruit?"
Right.
Questioning God's word, questioning God's authority. Like, what kind of God would tell you that? And so sin enters through a very innocent twisting and small manipulations of language. And it's so relevant to where we are today.
Yeah.
And we can all look at like all different things in our lives. Like I always used to say this, nobody ever plans to wake up a drug addict or wake up and cheat on their husband or their wife or end their life in a disaster. And it's these small little twists of truth, language.
And look what's happened to the language.
That's like the devil whispering in your ear. You know,
It is.
Yeah.
It's just that little crack of a doorway open, and it's so important to be rooted in the Word and God's Word, and to know the truth, to be able to see those things coming, and have the wisdom to see it and choose right for yourself.
Absolutely.
Right, and not be so easily manipulated.
Yeah.
But
that was in the sermon this weekend?
It was, and he drilled down really well. I'm sorry, Pastor, but I'm not going to do a great justice to his amazing sermon, but
we can go back and watch.
Yeah, we'll watch.
Yeah.
Well, so that's the harbor in Santa Mauritius, but we've got to cut to commercial break. We'll be right back.
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just two entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent, but the profits are going to organizations that don't support our Patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW. Making travel great again.
Hey, fellow patriots, it's Cindy Gross here, host of Right for America, from your favorite place, the America First Warehouse. You've seen me show on my show so many products from this country's #1 most patriotic manufacturer with close to 400 products. You need to exchange the products you use in your house to this company and make your dollars count in our country.
All right, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night, live at the America First Warehouse. Live at the America First Warehouse on a Friday, Real America's Voice, all across the country, 103.9 LI News Radio, all across your radio, Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol we believe. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
Welcome back to the Patriots podcast. We're discussing Advent, and we were just talking about, how God chose to enter our story, but why did he choose to enter our story? Like in the Garden of Eden in the beginning in Genesis, it's us entering God's story, right? Mm-hmm. And how man flubbed that up.
Mm-hmm. It also amazes me, though, like how God made our bodies so intricate, and even our psychology, like from the start, like that.
Well, in His image,
we're
creators too, in a different way. But go ahead.
Right. So, like, just the fact that, like, Eve, like, it just amazes me how complex we are, and that he made that, and it's the greatest story of all time.
There's something about the number 33. Have you heard about that with God?
I have. I'm
like
not
33. We have 33 vertebrae.
Oh yes, your body. There's a bunch of 33s.
There's a lot of 33s within our body that mimic. I have to look into it more, because I started to read about
Numbers
it.
are very big.
Yeah.
I think in the Christian world, and the meaning behind them.
I found it very interesting, and I'm like, ooh, I want to look into that more.
Yeah, I've seen things like posted and shared, and I've listened to things, but I've never like honed in to really dig in and look
Confirm
into it. And but I do find it interesting.
Yeah,
I wouldn't
be surprised if it's true, because I believe God is that intricate in his,
he is. Well, think about Tim Tebow. If you know that story, we're going to go off on a tangent for a second. But Tim Tebow is a Christian, and I forget what year it was, but
he's a Patriot too.
Yeah, he wrote John 3:16. For God so loved the world. Then some years later, a bunch of years later, 5-6 years later, they had this huge game. I think it was a winning game. They won the whatever they were doing,
playoffs or something.
It was the playoffs. Yes. The Super Bowl. I don't know what it was. It was a huge game, and one of the guys on the in the management or in the tech part of the team, they ran to him and they said, "Tim, do you realize what just happened?" And he was like, "Yeah, we won, man. We won, man." He's like, "No, do you know what happened?" He said, "You ran 316 yards. You had 300. Everything was 316, 316, 316.
I got chills.
Like 7
I just
times
did too.
over
My hair was standing up.
My son Vinny told me about
God
that.
absolutely is in the details. I mean, life is all about, like, the science of life is numbers and frequency and energy and all those things. Like the design of human life, the design of a snowflake, like it's geometry. Like
it's amazing. It's incredible. Like when you really stop and think about it.
How can anybody deny?
You can't deny that.
How can anybody deny a supreme
complexity?
Creator?
It demands having something much more supreme.
And imagine that Creator choosing to create us from a space of love, to have for us to hopefully choose back a loving relationship with Him, and then when we mess it up, His response isn't like, when Adam and Eve realized they were naked and they were afraid and they were hiding, He didn't chastise them. He was like, "Where are you? Like, stop hiding from me." And the man was embarrassed, and so innocence was lost, right? But God, what did God do? They had these little fig leaves. He clothed them. God was walking among Adam and Eve in the garden. Like, they were fellowshipping with God Himself daily, like, which is what
to
heaven
humble
will be.
Himself, that like to
right. But instead of like punishing them, He made them leave the garden, not as a punishment, but because, like, this is all in the sermon. It was just amazing. But not as a punishment, but because He loved them. And now, like, you're going to be a mess in this garden. Like,
it's like tough love. He was like trying to give them like tough love.
And it wasn't going to be a good place for them anymore because of what happened.
Right.
To have that knowledge. And so, like, God sends them away from there, but clothes them. He killed deer and made skins and gave them proper clothing. He gave them provision, right? So, like, this is a loving God who wants relationship with us. And so the story of Christ begins in Genesis. And so when we look at, like, our lives and how, whether it's our own personal lives or our own, or our communities and the world at large, how chaotic, how hectic, how broken, how sometimes hopeless things seem and feel. Like, Advent is a time of hope, deep, deep hope, and not in the things that, like, we might hope for sometimes, like, I don't know, I hope I get this, I hope this works out, I hope I'm not sick, I hope I'm healed, like, this is a much greater hope.
It is.
It's beautiful.
It's a hope and a God who loves us enough to a God who loves us to restore us to Himself, and that is now God entering our story. In Genesis, he created us and we entered his story. Christ coming, God incarnate, choosing to humble himself and be born in a manger, a barn with animals, right?
Barely. They couldn't even find a place to stay. That was almost,
Right. No room at the inn. To unwed, really, right? Woman and a man of no means, a carpenter. I mean, how much more humble can you be to enter man's story, knowing what you are going to endure, so that you could then again, so man could then again walk closely with God if he so choose.
And
right?
we came so far away from that. The world came so far away from that. And I think it's a test. I say this all the time. I think what we're experiencing in the world right now is our last, it's almost like God saying to us, you all came so far from me. This is the world you're going to get. Come back to me. Or I don't know how else you could tell people, look around you. This is not the world that he wanted for us.
No.
Our free will, our selfishness, the enemy, our greed is what caused the world to be like this.
That's right.
And, and that's why Christmas, as commercialized and everything as it is, I do think, I hope, I try to in our house, bring it back to, it kind of reminds you before you start a new year, like it's a
reset. It's a fresh start, yeah.
To remember Christ's birthday, the reason why we exist and everything is, everything we have. That's what, to me, the season is about.
It is. And that's why I think I loved your idea when you said, I think we should focus on Advent this month. I was like, oh my gosh, yes, we so should. Because, it is a pause. It is a pause that we have to take and make space for. Make space for you, make space for Christ, make space for the God who loves you.
Absolutely.
And remember, we forget so easily, the human.
It's very simple. It's very easy to let other things cloud and distract,
but I think again,
you need to make it a focus.
The enemy wants that.
Yes,
100%.
I had to tell you, I can't tell you how many times in the past few weeks I had to rebuke him out of my thoughts, out of my home. You're not welcome.
You're not welcome.
And he tries. He's waiting right here. And when you have stress and anxiety and you feel hopeless, he's laughing. And I like a challenge. I'm not going to let the devil win. I have to tell myself this stuff. I'm not going to let you win, just because I don't like other people winning over me anyway. You're not winning, Satan.
That's spiritual warfare, where people don't understand. That's another thing that kind of got hijacked. The church at large, people used to understand that we were in a spiritual battle on the earth, and priests and all kinds of ministers and clergymen would traveled and still do travel the globe, casting out demons from people. The Catholic Church, as much as I take issue with some of their stuff, they have enormous recorded history of these things. We all watched the what was it called? The Exorcism, and all that. When that's real stuff, guys, and that's just the in your face, but people are under attack on a regular basis,
every day, every minute, every minute, every second, every thought can be construed as an attack, really.
Oh yeah.
And I think the people that are out here speaking about Jesus and Advent and our freedom and all this and sovereignty and all the things, we're going to get, to me, it's all symbolic. You're going to get persecuted more. And I say this now, the older I get, I don't think Jesus' life on earth wasn't easy. I don't think our life is supposed to be easy. This 100 years, if you're lucky, is a blip. It's bullshit. Really, I'm here. I am killing myself to the point of rosacea breaks out the other day. And at the end of it, none of it matters. Jesus was born in a manger, and
and he died on the cross.
And he died on the cross.
And he rose 3 days later.
Everything else is
For us.
what are we doing? Sometimes,
Yeah.
it's just it's so gross when you think about it.
Yeah. I heard something recently, sometime in the last handful of months, and it really stuck with me. Every single breath of our life, you are serving something. You are serving something.
So you got to choose.
And it's only one of two things.
That's right.
You're serving life and God, or death and the enemy.
That's right.
With every breath you take. And not to make you paranoid or crazy, but it does give you it does carry a lot of weight.
It does.
What you choose to do with your time, what you choose to do with your energy and your breath. And so I think, again, Advent is just a great time. And I'm glad we're doing this. I'm so glad you suggested it, T. Like, I'm so happy to do this with you ladies and with whatever audience we have watching, to just really slow down and be intentional about what is it about this season that is so truly important. How has Christianity and Christ impacted the globe in ways that nothing else and no one else ever has? And, you know, the other piece to Advent is that the hope that Advent gives us in Christ and being restored to God is not just about, like, Christmas was his first coming. We still have his second coming.
Which is really the,
Woohoo!
which is really the bigger story.
Right. We're living in the midst of his first and second coming.
Right.
Yeah. And things are ramping up.
I'm ready, by the way, Jesus. I say it every day. Like, if he would come down and say, lock hands with your kids, I'll take you right now, I'm ready. But I know I have work here to do still.
Yeah, until he returns and conquers evil forever, you know,
kept me
like
alive
once
this
and for
long.
all. Like, here we are. We're going to be good, hopefully, we hope to be good stewards of what he's given us.
But you also have to be careful. I want to tell what you pray for. I don't pray for strength anymore. Every time I got on my knees and prayed for strength, a big mountain came in front of me.
Opportunities to be strong.
You got to be careful, because he'll answer your prayer. He'll make you, remind you that you are strong. Like, you got to be very intentional with your prayer. You got to talk to him like he's your friend. There's a lot to learn on the side of it.
And I think the thing about, like, asking for strength, it's God will allow things in your life that you can't handle. People always say, can't handle, you know, won't give you more than you can handle. That's a lie of the enemy too. God will give you more than you can handle, or allow more in your life than you can handle, because you need to rely on him. And with that, we're going to go to commercial break. Stay with us for our last segment.
You've worked hard and saved, but inflation and increased money supply are eroding your buying power. Protect and grow your wealth with physical gold and silver. Sound Money. With a Sound Money wallet, your wealth stays in your control. Buy fractionally, vault securely, ship directly, and instantly liquidate your gold and silver at the highest buyback price in the industry. Real money, real ownership. Visit tafwsoundmoney.info or scan the QR code and start securing your financial future today.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
At the America First Warehouse. Live at the America First Warehouse on a Friday, Real America's Voice, all across the country, 103.9 LI News Radio, all across your radio, Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country.
The America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
Welcome back to the Patriots podcast. We're in our last segment already, ladies. I can't believe it.
It just flies by.
It always flies by, but I feel like when you talk about God and it just slow down, like it goes even faster. I love it.
Yeah, it's.
I needed a little bit of a decompress.
That's exactly what it is. It's just a calming down and.
You know, and you get to hang out with your best friends and talk about things. Like, that's amazing. I hope you guys were enjoying this.
I know. Well, you know what? When we first envisioned this podcast, there was a lot of different ideas floating around because it was really about, as people have heard, like our chat coming to life. But, you know, we were a little newsy for a while.
Yeah.
You know, we've had a lot of guests, which are always amazing and great, and they bring so much, and we're so grateful for that. But like, we haven't had as much of just us, like talking and being us and talking about things that matter to us, not just in the world, but personally.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this is I think it's a great reset for us too.
Yeah.
Like in some capacity.
It is.
For the new year.
For sure. It's like for me, it's like my kids. I have a son-in-law now.
I know.
Now I have kids. It's not just one. It's
And a grandson.
and a grandson. But yeah, that's where focus is. That's where, your job is your job. Your job is always going to be there. It's always going to have stress. You're always going to deal with stuff you deal with.
Who you telling? I love this place though, but it's a lot.
It's meant so much for me this last couple of years to go on this journey, and I've always said you're my spirit animal. Like it's been very.
Yeah, we have that, Angie.
It's true, and it's brought me to such a deeper understanding, not only of myself, but of where I'm from, where I come from, who I am. I'm a child of God.
Oof.
That's who I am.
There you go.
And that's what matters to me.
No greater.
And I've seen the transformation from the beginning till now, and it's cool to watch.
Yeah.
That's what God will do. Like when God gets a hold of you, your heart, and you just open, and like just this much you open to Him, He shows you who He is. He shows up. When you want to know, if you really want to know, He will show up and show Himself to you, right? I mean, and that is
for sure.
It is life-changing. Nothing.
Life-changing.
No therapy.
Nothing.
Nothing. No drug. No nothing. No relationship. Nothing in the world. No physical item can do what God in your life can do.
That's right.
For you and for your circumstances.
It's the truth.
And the way you said before, like, it doesn't mean that everything's going to be easy, but the rock solid hand and foundation that you have walking through the hard things and the assurance that He's never going to leave you or forsake you. I came and gave myself over so that we could be in relationship, right? Like, this is the God we serve and love. Like,
and sometimes that journey's not easy. Like, I know better.
No.
We know better. But like certain times, like for myself a couple of weeks ago, like I had to surrender fully. Like it was getting so, the unknown was so great, and like the fear for my children and where are we going to live. Like when I finally just like put my hands up and I was like, listen, you, Jesus, take the wheel.
There's something about just getting on your knees at
surrendering
the
to Him.
feet and just letting it all go.
And,
it does.
And
it really
works.
does.
Even though because it could have been the day before. You know what I mean? I think He knew I probably was going to crack if it became the day before. But like it came down to the wire. But it was solely His grace. I can't. So it's hard to do. Like if people that are like control freaks are very pragmatic, or you're the enemy in your brain. But if you just surrender, truly, let it out, cry it out, speak it out, sing it out, raise your hands, get on your knees.
Ask for prayer.
And the prayer, I mean, the amount of people that prayed over me, with me, in general lately, that's a beautiful thing too. I've never prayed with people so much in my life. I went to Catholic school, I didn't pray this much. I went to Catholic church every Sunday, I didn't pray this much. Our friends, the group of people that are around us, so many times now, we could be, I've been in every space of this room, just grabbing hands with people and saying a prayer.
Yes.
I mean,
I don't live here like T has, and I have too.
Right? It's
everywhere except the bathroom.
I don't think I prayed in the bathroom. I prayed by myself in the bathroom here before.
You were even telling me a story. I think it was on Saturday. You were on the phone with someone, an older lady who said that she was at a dinner, a party, some sort of a dinner.
Oh my God, I forgot all about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Marie Zier. I hope you're feeling better if you're watching. watching. I met every year Mrs. Zier, David Zier from Real America's Voice's mom, who's a powerhouse and she's a big patriot, has a Christmas party at her home. She has lovely gatherings at her house and their food's incredible. And you know me, social butterfly, make friends with everybody, and I gravitate towards the older people. You know, if I'm at a party, I like the babies and the old people. The people in the middle I could give or take, but I like them because they're real. I always say old people are wise and
they don't care what they can. They don't care what they say.
Innocent. They don't give a shit. They just say the truth, and I love that. So I met this woman last year for the first time. We spoke a little bit after that for the events we were having here, and a year has gone by. But and shout out to Barbara also. They were together for Thanksgiving, and Barbara knew that I was looking for a place to live, and it was getting dire, and they talked about me at this party, and this woman called me and she said, I've been praying for you. I didn't even know she remembered me, to be honest. They were all concerned. They were all talking about it. They all prayed about it. I really blows my mind. And she ended the conversation, I love you, sweetheart. I'm like,
right.
It just feels good. And I honestly, I say I love you back. You know why? Because we're all God's children. And I really believe that was out of love. I
100%.
She had everybody praying for you.
I can't believe it. People had me on prayer list. I mean.
Yeah. God is good.
God is so good.
God is so good.
He is.
He's so good.
He's so good. Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, he is.
And my friends are so good.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, right? When you surrender to God, your life to God, that was another thing in the sermon, and this is a story in the Bible that many people know and been recycled over and over again, but it's a good point to say right now. You know, when God was coming into, I forget where he was going to, and he was, talking in the crowd, and there was a woman who had been bleeding for ever.
Yes.
Remember?
Yes.
And she, it was a shameful thing. You couldn't go in public.
Yes.
It was like you were something wrong with you, right? You must be possessed. You're evil.
Yeah.
Unclean woman. And so she exits her home and knew Jesus was there and coming. And she's like, I have to see Jesus. I have to if I could only touch the hem of his garment. And that's all she did. She reached out and just touched the hem of his garment.
Because she had the faith.
And everybody was touching him. And he immediately turns and he's like, someone touched me. Woman, go, you're clean. And that was it. She bled no more. So my point in that is, it's this much.
Mustard seed.
Yes, God will use this much. Just give him this much. And what he can do with that will blow your mind. And then you're going to give him this much. Then you're going to give him this much. And before you know it, your whole life is going to be surrendered to him. And it doesn't mean you're going to be perfect, but you're going to really surrender to him. And it's a game changer for life.
And it changes your composition. I don't see things the same way anymore. I can't watch a lot of mainstream TV. I put on the radio. I had to go a little different because I was listening to music for days packing, but most of it was Christian worship music. I can't listen to the garbage that's out there anymore. I'm cursing less, even though I know Ernie probably doesn't believe that for the last couple of days. But I really am. I find myself
holding your tongue all of a sudden.
You want to be better. It just kind of comes naturally that you want to just be better, overall.
Yep.
And I embrace that, of course.
Yeah.
And you draw people to you that are like that.
Yes.
But yes, for sure. But I also find I gravitate towards the underdog and people that really need, and I've been hearing this a lot since I'm in my 20s. Teresa, people aren't going to have the same heart as you. You do so much for other people. But I surrendered to that a few years ago. And I said, I'm not going to change my good heart for this shitty world. I know I get shitted on more. I know that you're going to get hurt more. But that's Christ-like. You have to be selfless. I'm
a servant.
If that's what I'm called to do, if I feel right doing it, I'm doing it as exhausted as I am or as much as people ask of me, because I really believe that's what he wants.
It is. He wants a committed heart, willing to lay down your life for others. And I think this is a good time of the year to focus on doing that. The God who loves us and gave so much to us, we're supposed to love him in return, and by that love other people. And that's not just with words, that's with action and deed. And we'd really like to just take a moment too for anybody who doesn't have any resources for Advent. There's lots of stuff you can probably find online. I've got a couple we have on the desk here. 2 different books. I don't know if the cameras can pan to them, but one
We have the
cut
assets,
one.
though.
We have a cut one,
There we go.
which is Max Lucado. It's an Advent book.
Which I love. Donna gifted that to a bunch of us.
Yeah.
I did.
Friendsgiving.
We have a cut too of the dining. So cut one, I think it is, with the book, and if
I
we
actually
can pull
keep
that
it on
up.
my dining room table on a stand like this, on my coffee table on a stand like this, and I go to it at Christmas time.
Yeah, Max
There it is.
Lucado in the Manger. That's daily reading for Advent. It's really, really
Beautiful.
good. And maybe we can share the picture when we did Friendsgiving.
Sure,
Do we
yeah,
have
the
dining room
tablescapes are
picture?
there.
The tablescape. This is when a bunch of the Patriots, all of us girls, we
was a
got
beautiful
together.
night.
Yeah, and we had a beautiful Friendsgiving a couple of years ago.
sleepover. Some of
And a
us- it was
sleepover.
beautiful. Yeah, we
we
did.
did.
Yeah, that's
we
right.
went late the next day.
did. Right. It was
great.
great.
But that's what we talk about when we say make space. We have another book here on the table. It's by Jenny Allen, created If and If Gathering. So they've got an Advent book also that's quite good. So different styles for different people, but I would encourage you, christianbook.com, go on there. They have tons. They have stuff for kids, really good stuff. But the point is, whatever you do, make space in your life this Advent season.
Do it with
Reset,
intention. Yeah.
Right?
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
This has been fun.
It's been great.
It's been a good one.
So T,
I think we have to pray still, so I'm only going to do the first 2. We have a very big weekend here at the America First Warehouse, very big. Saturday, there's no live from Studio 6B this Friday night, but Saturday, the 6th, we have an art show here. You can see the beauty. We're in a different space tonight. And behind me is Scott Lebato's beautiful artwork. There's going to be 6 artists here, so you can see the flyer up on the screen. It's on our website. And on Sunday, we have the big holiday shopping extravaganza. Over 30 vendors here. Every day, I'm squeezing another vendor into this place, and it's going to be awesome. Santa will be here. You can take family photos. We're going to have the marine wrapper here with Toys for Tots, face painter for the kids. So much shopping. It's going to be amazing.
So much fun.
Food truck. We're going to have the concession open. Really great. Santa will be here from 11 to 2:30, so please come down, bring your families, be ready to shop. We got all these great vendors, so we need the people to come down.
Support local people,
Yeah.
like-minded local
really
vendors.
wonderful people. A lot of them are Patriots, but it was everyone's welcome. Every vendor, doesn't matter where you stand, just because we're here. Every shopper is welcome in this building. Please come shop for the holidays.
Yeah. All right.
You ready?
I'm coming.
All right.
I'll be here.
Heavenly Father, thank you for the reminder that the story of Christmas begins in Genesis. Where innocence was lost, you sent Jesus to restore. Where sin brought shame, you brought grace. Where the enemy whispered lies and death, you spoke truth and life. In this Advent season, God, turn our hearts back to your goodness. Help us walk with a childlike trust, renewed purpose, and restored relationship with you. And may the light of Christ shine in our hearts, our homes, in our families, and in all of our conversations and encounters. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. And as always,
keep your faith strong, your family close, and your freedom alive.
See you next
God bless
week.
you guys.
Good night, everybody. God bless.